I want to talk to you now about industry workshops, okay? And that is number 5, if I've been counting accurately. There are actors who get agents from industry workshops. Industry workshops can be something you sign up for, venues that have them for actors to sign up for, pay for. Now, I know there's controversy about actors paying to meet people, but the fact is there are venues that do that. The fact is there are people who go to them, and the fact is there are people who do get representation in doing so. So if that is a present reality, people can see it as controversial or not, it exists. So what will happen a lot of times is you will meet an agent or a series of agents. They set them up differently. It could be 5. Sometimes you'll go from room to room to room to room and meet each one separately. Sometimes it will be a panel. Well, there'll be 5 people seated there. And very often the sides will have been selected for you, or they'll ask for monologues, as the case may be. And in doing so, they decide if maybe they want to work with you. So you can get called in from that. They may need to see more work. As I've said before, they may need to introduce you around to the office. But it happens. Typically, commercial representation is easier to get than legit or theatrical. And not to be dismissive of advertising commercial representation, because it definitely takes skill. But it's it's shorter. A lot of spots are 15 seconds. It is what it is. And they're not going to, over-examine your resume the same way they might if it were, let's say, a guest star with 4 scenes on an episode of Blue Bloods. So you'll meet I meet a lot of actors who go into acting later in life, and usually the first kind of agent they pick up is a commercial agent, and very often has to do with the life they've led. A lot of times they're retired bankers, they're retired Wall Street people, they're retired attorneys. I get lots and lots of attorneys that come to me and say, what do I do? And the thing about them is, one of the reasons things work with them commercially is because they look like what they're supposed to look like. They've got the wardrobe, they've got the haircut, they've got everything that their profession demanded that they have, and they are pretty much identifiable type-wise on site. And so sometimes it just works for them. They might take a couple of commercial classes and then meet some people. What I would like to point out here, though, is this. If you are an actor who decides to meet people at industry venues, and you want to meet agents there, I would say this. If that same venue offers, as they probably do, the opportunity to meet casting directors, I would meet casting directors first. Okay, and for a couple of reasons. When you meet with an agent, it is not uncommon for them to say, well, which casting people know you? So it would be good if you have a few under your belt. Be even better if some of those casting directors, or even one of them, had called you in for something as a result of seeing you at this venue. So now you're saying there's a little history here. It's not just that this casting director saw me. They also tapped me on the shoulder a month later and said, come in for this. And here's the thing. Here's the difference in why sometimes casting directors will call you in more readily or more quickly than agents. Casting directors are working on an ad hoc basis. Okay, and what that means is they have a way of choosing somebody, bringing people in because they need to do something. And it's like, this person's right for it, bring them in. They're not investing in your career in the same way that another one is, the same way that an agent is. An agent is working on speculation. They're trying to, make money by sending you out, getting you auditions. But a casting director, it's like, okay, come on in for now, and we will see if you're right for the part and take it from there. So that's the industry venue thing. And that's where some people go, and some people get representation. Sometimes they have to keep in touch with who they meet, tell them progress reports, which will be coming up later on. And that's just one way there, right there. And I'll be back in a minute.